for giving me this honor. So, Elena, dear, how are you right now? I'm so curious to share with us how are you different now as compared to you before? What has changed for you?
Okay, first of all, what feels great is like the energy I feel from being here with you and with everybody. And that puts me on a powerful, it's empowering to me. It gives me the energy and I think the love to fuel myself for the mission. But also like the conversation helped me see how to manage the three things that came out, which is the expectation, the people, and the results. And I think the tricky part is the expectations, but it's better to be aware and to be proactive or just like watch out for that as well. And yeah, it's funny how it comes to be the agent of what you want to do, not just, I think that's the tough part for me. It's like I can take on a role, but the more that I am evolving and growing, I want that role to be me, not to be me putting on a mask or going through like the checklist of what needs to be done. And I don't know if there's an answer to that, but it comes, I guess, one day at a time.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena. So I heard you during this conversation several times said that you want that energy that can make you move forward. And now I'm curious to share with us, supposing that you had already this energy you want, how you will move forward?
With joy. What I want to, I know that I need to protect my energy going through this because there are going to be obstacles, and I don't want me to feel sentimental or disappointed and to go back, because I feel my role is to help others also go forward. So having that energy is, it works as a self-protection mechanism, and it also works for the project. Protecting that energy, because I have it on some days. And I want to manage it as a resource for me.
Thank you, Elena, for sharing this with us. And can you tell us what was the most memorable or stand out for you from this whole experience?
I think the message that was that came out from this conversation for me, it's be. And the challenge is to balance the be and to act from that space. I used to be more doing, and I want to be more be. And I think it's a transition for me. It's an ongoing transition. but I have made progress, so I will keep that and work for more progress.
Thank you, Elena, and I wish you good luck in this new who you want to be. And one last question before we read the contribution to all our participants today. I'm so curious, what do you appreciate most about today's conversation compared to other conversation you might have?
I think the smoothness in moving me forward. I think what was before was like this or this, and there was a gap. Now I feel that from this conversation, it's more smooth to see that all these are not so far away from each other. And maybe my mind has expanded to take all that space that I used to think that there was before between the options, and to see them as on the same spectrum. I don't know, it's something that Ben is the magic. I don't know what happens, but it's yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elena, for sharing your experience with us in uncovering that gap and yes, raising this awareness in order to deepen your understanding. Thank you so much for being with us today and share your story with us. So now I think we
Yes,
can.
and now we will see the contribution, and thanks everyone for giving in for offering such a rich input. So, Magda, will you be able to read for us?
Yes, Ben, sure. So, what stood out for you in today's coaching session? And we have clarity on what kind of change agent client wants to be. We have bulleting, of course. We have being comfortable with pauses. We have being versus doing. Yeah, when Ben asked about that adjective, the space that the coach holds for the client to expand the mind. I'm amazed at how expansive and at the same time laser focused. The client was able to see themselves being in the conversation and move from a state of doing, which has now enabled them to be more aware of what needs their energy. What else? We have fill in the blank metaphor. We have how come the switch with a question. We have the coach's choice of words and the way he presented his reflection to the client. How the coach led the coachee to the realization of what was important for her. In awareness question, what is in your mind that needs attention? It is a new thing I earned today. Thank you for your contribution. What else? We have fluidity of the process. We have how the coach managed to keep the client in the gain frame through adequate reframing. The coach's ability to observe the essence and reflect it powerfully. I can understand the power of framing principle. I can see the impact to bring clarity. Again, we have the fill in the blank statement, which initiated the shift. Very good observation. The way coach demonstrated the competency of creating trust and safety for the client. In clarity, what are the things stood out for you or any lessons you have learned from this? When the client focused on what she needs to be instead of what she needs to do, the coach shifted the focus immediately to serve what the client thought was important to her. What we have? What is the connection between results, expectations, and dealing with people? Again, we have this metaphor. The coach demonstrated curiosity to learn more about the client. The exploration effective as a means to raise awareness of empowering. Wow, how many contributions. Thank you. The way the client moved from feeling like she can only be one thing to feeling like she can find a balance between her two options. How the coach demonstrates a learning coaching mindset for a tactical situation. I can see the combination of solution plus a resolving in a learning approach to deepen the understanding. Wow, thank you. How early in the conversation the coach was able to identify that the real interest of the client is to be a change agent. Understanding the different mood that the client is having and aim to achieve through the conversation the common goal that the client is trying to achieve. I can see how the transformational approach expands the client's thinking, reflect, examine and think more deeply. So simple and yet so powerful. The honesty and trust between the client and coach. The client felt comfortable to share her vulnerabilities, and I found this very impactful in making the coach session positive. Expanding the mind to get the meat of the matter. The coach is the process to get the content that matters to the client. Really great to see it. The question about what are the messages for you in this coaching conversation? Supporting the client to explore empowering in relation to what the client wanted in terms of managing results, not compromising and dealing with people. Demanding, not strong enough, were put next to each other without a question and allowing the client to simply reflect. Thank you for this contribution. Elena reflected on her own expectation and inner feelings from the same time when shifted her focus from what she wants to do in what she wants to be. Brilliant. Coach supporting the client to see the blind spot and uncovering further the blank spot. Time between the change. I love the coach's skills of listening and the patience. Transitioning to the client between key gems from to do, to be, and helping her see her future self in an expansive and positive way. Coach supporting the client to see the blind spots. Okay, I thought I already said about this contribution. What we have this new, we have here, the client is a brilliant, strong lady, and I applaud her for sharing her personal story. The coach made her laugh by cracking a joke to relax so she could open up about her vulnerability. In the beginning, she held back, but later opened up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Magda, and thank you, Elena. Let's have everybody come on the screen, okay, should we? And so let's do something. Let's give both lady, okay, a wonderful round of applause, and then immediately we will go right into the learning section. Whoa! Okay, so remember, so this is going to be a learning sessions. Okay, so we're going to use the case study that we